My name's David Rodwin, and this is some epic bullshit. So I lose faith in humanity way too quickly. Last year, I went to a parking garage in Culver City, and I made sure to get there 10 minutes before my 2 free hours were up. That way I wouldn't have to pay the $1 in parking. And even though I got back to my car in time, when I got down to where the toll booth was, there were 5 cars ahead of me, and they each went so slowly. By the time I got up to the toll booth, I handed them my ticket, and I was 1 minute over. The ticket taker says, "That's $1, please." And I say, come on. I mean, I've been in line for the last 9 minutes. This just isn't fair. You guys don't even have one of those machines in the stairway where I can punch it before I get in my car. She just looks at me and says, "That's $1. There was just such a hardness and coldness and lack of flexibility. I began to lose faith in humanity. Because even though it's not a big deal, it's just $1, I could not believe how inflexible she was being. So since I felt like she was being a jerk to me, I suddenly became a jerk to her, and I channeled my father as best I could, and I said, "I want to talk to your manager." She said there isn't any manager on duty here, so I would just have to call them later. I said, "No, I want the number right now." So she gave me the number, and I called them on my cell phone right then. Of course, they put me directly onto hold, so I waited, and I looked at her, and I waited. And cars started piling up behind me. I stay on the line for more than a minute, they still don't answer my call, and when they start honking behind me, I think, okay, this has all gone on far enough. Fine, I'll pay the $1. So I make sure to give her a 20 to have her work for it. And then I take off, feeling like my day has been ruined. On the other hand, just a month ago, I was in downtown Los Angeles at my favorite Japanese supermarket. It's this great place that has a little food court, and I get some cheap, fantastic udon. Now, I was down there for a show, so I was taking my time, and suddenly I look at my phone, and I realize that my 1 hour free parking is up. So I race out to my car, and I whip around to the toll booth, and I see I'm 2 minutes late. This time, it's totally my fault. I hand the guy the ticket, and I even look at him and say, "I think I'm just over." Now I know the axe is going to come down. I'm getting my wallet out to pay the $1, and amazingly, he says, "Yeah, it's okay. You can go." And he lifts the gate. And somehow, in that moment, there is a feeling of compassion and recognition, like he'd been there before, like he understood that it was just a minute, and he had the power to make my day better just by stretching the rules the tiniest bit and being human. I was so extraordinarily grateful. It actually restored my faith in humanity. And then, just last week, I was in Culver City again, and I parked at that same garage. This time I made sure to get back really early. In fact, I ran from the restaurant I was at to get back like 15 minutes before my time was up. And by the time I got to my car, suddenly I realized, oh my god, I left my computer back at the restaurant. So I raced back to the restaurant even faster than before. I pushed past the line, I get to the woman at the register, and I say, "Has anyone turned in a computer?" And she said, "No." And then I rush into the bathroom where I think I'd left it, and it's not there. I'm totally panicking because everything in my life is in that computer. And I raced out, and now the woman behind the cash register has asked the servers, and one server says, yeah, someone turned in a computer. It's right there." And I looked over in the corner, and up against the wall was my computer, perfect and untouched. And I felt so unbelievably grateful that sometimes people will do a simple thing, a generous thing, the right thing. And that restores my faith in humanity. My name's David Rodwin, and this was some epic bullshit.
Now I want to tell you how the blues goes. Everybody backed up on the blues. Nobody stayed with the blues but Bobby Bland and B.B.